right, hello wine drinking people. Time for more of what I've had to drink yesterday, and I am a very thirsty wine drinker. So a lot of drinking going on here. And our friends from Opeachy Wines were in with their new portfolio from Peter Wegant. And this is a portfolio that's been kicked around a little bit here in South Florida. That's what happens. There's 400 distributors down here. So occasionally somebody gets kicked around a little bit. And hey, this is one of the best portfolios of small eclectic wine producers from France coming to the United States today. Very typical examples of their regions of style of wines. Even this little Cotes de Gascogne that we started out with. Really nice, good little wine blend of 40% Collombard, the Domaine de Cassagnoles. It's a little Ugni Blanc, Gros Manseng, and bright and fresh with a little orange blossom, green melon fruit, slight musky note, like briny quality this wine as well. Average of 25-year-old vine, sustainably farmed. In this part of France, you can do that very easily. Bright and fresh wine with a little lime citrus, that salty, minerally nuance showing through on the finish, along with a little spritz. A good little wine for under $10. You can make a wine spritzer out of this, or, you know, sangria or whatever, and cooking wine. But actually, you could drink it, too. That's not bad. All right, Pascual and Nicolas Reverdy, Sancerre, which this is the Cuvee de Coutes. And this is Reverdy. I think there's 100 families with the name Reverdy in Sancerre. You drive through there, and there's all these signs of this Reverdy, that Reverdy. And this is one of the Reverdys, all stainless steel from 50-year-old vines, all estate grown. Of course, 100% Sauvignon Blanc at Sancerre. Fresh white grapefruit and gooseberry fruit on the nose, some white pepper spice, some green herbs here. Really classic Sancerre with that seashell minerality showing through. Bright and fresh on the tongue with a slight spritz, that briny character also coming through, but very forward and charming. This 2011 vintage leaves the tongue salivating for food. A very good little Sancerre here, $25. Serge Dagueneau in fields Pouilly Fume, Les Pentes. They're a little bit further east from the heartland there of Pouilly Fume, and not as much silex, a little bit more calcareous here. So just a hint of that oily smokiness that you get, usually from Pouilly Fume. Chalky, limestoney soil showing through that white grapefruit and anise spice, a little hibiscus flower. Really nice complexity on the nose here. This is the cousin of the late Dagueneau, of course. Didier Dagueneau passed away in an ultralight accident several years ago, and this is one of his cousins. And some of you may be familiar with that Dagueneau name. Get a little excited. This is not Didier's old winery. The son's running, but this is a cousin. And really good juice, though, I have to say. Tangy mineral-laced fruit here on the finish. Then a briny character, grapefruit, apricot, citrus. Really nice length and excellent bottle of Pouilly Fume here, and not nearly as expensive as Dagueneau's wines, only $25. Wow. All right, Chateau Le Greffe, Mâcon La Roche, Vignes Blanc. What the hell does that mean? I don't know. Anyways, this is from the Mâcon, and maybe a crew there. This is a husband and wife team. They do this bottling for Peter Wegant himself, so maybe not available anywhere but in the U.S., the oldest vines, a quarter of barrique, half of which is new. Very classic Mâcon nose, whetstone, lime, lemon citrus, green apple, really fresh and focused. Zesty on the tongue, kind of a texture of skim milk here, but bright and fresh, a little whetstone showing through on the finish. A very good little wine at $15.75. You can find some great values in the Mâcon. That's what they're known for. Domaine Cervin, Chablis, Le Pargs. I don't think that's a premier cru. I think it's just a named vineyard. Anyways, lemon, lime, citrus fruits, and that chalky, seashell, briny kind of minerality note you get from Chablis. A little bit of white floral notes here, too. Clean and crisp on the tongue with nice concentration. A zesty finish laced with that Chablis-like minerality. And a really nice little bottle of wine for $23.25. God, you find some great values coming out of Chablis. Like I said, everything in this particular portfolio, really nice typical examples of what these wines are. The Pierre-Marie Chermette Cuvee Traditionnelle, which this is use a bit of this is a Beaujolais. Sorry, I didn't mention that. Use a bit of carbonic with this wine, aged in wood, so you get a little bit of that bubble gum out of there. Red cherry fruits, some smoky tobacco notes, also bright and fresh, and really charming little Beaujolais. They're a really nice little wine. Beaujolais really don't get the attention they deserve, especially at $17. Kind of mouth-watering finish there. And then the Boutin, Crozes Hermitage, Les Hauts Granites. But you have that granite soil there. This is Stéphane Video, La Fin du Monde, his mother's vineyard. So he makes this wine for mom. Clay and iron granite soils, 20% barrique, 80% large cask, really dark cherry and blackberry fruit on the nose with some black pepper spice, some game-like qualities here, kind of pretty violet floral notes, a fresh and bright style of Syrah with peppery spice and some dried floral notes, a bit of tannin showing through on the finish. This wine should age nicely. 2010, a classic vintage for the Northern Rhone. Excellent juice at $25.50, and then the best wine on the table here, the Mas Martinet. Well, for the money, one of the better values, I should say. 50% Grenache, 15% Carignan, 15% Syrah, 10% Cab and Merlot, and a good amount of wildflowers and herbs to the nose here. Slate Lake Minerality, that liquorel, the blueberry, blackberry fruit. Really pretty, forward, and seductive wine here. Bright and fresh blackberry fruit on the palate. Again, you know, maybe not a blockbuster, but it's hard to find really good Priorates in that $20 price range. This wine's got that distinction, that minerality, and lovely freshness, those floral notes showing through on the finish. A very good bottle of wine at 20 bucks. That's what I had to drink with our friends from O-Pee-Chee and Peter Wagon Selections. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.